Home to many iconic landmarks, world-class art and rich history, Europe has plenty to offer visitors. This is Katie from Creative Travel Guide, and today we share this ultimate Europe travel guide. Looking for more travel tips? Make sure to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. So firstly, we have to start with Paris. Known as the City of Love, Paris enchants couples with its iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower. Take a cruise along the Seine River and visit the cozy cafes for a romantic experience. There are plenty of fascinating landmarks to check out like the Arc de Triomphe or the Notre Dame Cathedral. And Disney fans, make sure to sneak in a trip to Disneyland Paris. Famous for its canals and gondola rides, Venice is a dreamlike city of narrow alleyways, stunning architecture, and the magical Piazza San Marco. All of this makes it perfect for lovers seeking an unforgettable experience. Prague in the Czech Republic is another romantic city in Europe that you should visit. With its fairy tale-like setting, Prague offers romance through its cobblestone streets, historic Charles Bridge, and enchanting Old Town Square, where couples can soak in the city's medieval charm. Take a romantic stroll up to Prague Castle for panoramic city views, and don't miss an evening river cruise. Vienna's imperial elegance, classical musical heritage, and grand palaces create an aura of sophistication and romance, ideal for a refined getaway. Attend a classical music concert or take a cozy carriage ride through Vienna's old streets. Indulge in a Viennese coffee and Sachertorte at a traditional cafe as well. Santorini in Greece is renowned for its whitewashed buildings, stunning sunsets, and breathtaking views of the nearby sea. Wander through the charming streets or hike the trails for incredible vistas. You can also enjoy a private catamaran cruise for true romance, where you can explore hidden coves and soak in the island's natural beauty. Known as the Eternal City, Rome is a blend of ancient history and romantic allure. With iconic sites like the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, and charming squares, perfect for a romantic stroll. Take a Vespa ride through Rome's historic streets, visit the Pantheon, enjoy some gelato, and of course explore the Colosseum. Just be aware that Rome is an incredibly busy and popular destination to visit, so try to visit in the off-season and weekdays where possible. Florence captivates lovers with its Renaissance art, stunning architecture, and cozy streets. Visit the art galleries to admire world-class famous masterpieces, or cross the Arno River to explore the Bohemian districts. Explore the historic sites here like the cathedral, and then enjoy a romantic dinner overlooking the city from one of Florence's rooftop terraces. Another romantic destination in Europe is Barcelona in Spain. Combining vibrant culture and romance with its Gaudi architecture, Mediterranean beaches, and delicious food. Bruges in Belgium is known as the Venice of the North, boasting charming canals, medieval architecture, and a peaceful atmosphere that invites couples to explore hand in hand. For a busier but also romantic experience, we love visiting here at Christmas to enjoy the festive Christmas markets as well. Budapest in Hungary is known for its thermal baths and historic architecture, making it another romantic destination to visit. Walk along the chain bridge, soak together in the warm waters of the thermal baths, and end the day with a candlelit dinner or a cruise along the river. So firstly, let's look at the best time to visit Paris. Paris is one of the most popular cities in the world, so planning your trip to avoid peak season is a must. Early December, January and February is the best time to visit Paris if you want to avoid the crowds. Plus, hotel prices are cheaper at this time. However, if you want some warmer weather, head to Paris from April to June or October to November. The weather is mild, but the crowds are less. July and August is peak season, so expect lots of tourists and very hot weather. So now let's look at getting there. There are a few ways to get to Paris depending on where you are travelling from. For those travelling from North America and many cities in Europe, the quickest and easiest option is to fly. Paris has 3 airports and each connect to the city via train or bus. If you are travelling from nearby cities in Europe, you could also take a bus or train to Paris instead. Eurolines connects all major European capitals to Paris International Bus Terminal, whilst Megabus and National Express offer cheap rates from London. The Eurostar train connects Paris with cities like London, Brussels, Calais, Cologne, Dusseldorf and Munich. Trains are also available from the Alps, Geneva, Italy, Barcelona, Berlin, Portugal and Vienna. So getting a train to Paris is a great option if you are travelling around Europe. So now let's look at getting around. If you are staying centrally, you will be able to walk and explore Paris by foot, especially in the spring or autumn months. Paris is becoming more and more cycle friendly with a growing network of cycling lanes. You can use the bike rental scheme in the city to rent a bike and ride between the attractions, using the docking stations to drop off your bike before heading into the attraction itself. No matter what time of the year you visit, the Paris Transit network is a great way to get around. The network consists of 2 systems, the metro and the regional train line known as the RER. These take you across the city, connecting you to most major sites, including some on the outskirts of the city. So now let's look at typical prices. Prices in Paris will vary greatly depending on the time of the year that you visit. Dorm beds begin at around €70, whilst private rooms in hostels begin at around €90. Whilst more luxurious 5-star hotels begin at €400. Mid-range hotel rooms in good locations start at €180. Simple breakfasts can be found for under €5, whilst fast food meals or a baguette with meat begins at €7. A sit-down meal can be found from €30 per person, but expect to pay more when eating in a Parisian restaurant, especially those near the major attractions like the Eiffel Tower. As one of the most popular cities in Europe, Paris can be expensive, but there are ways to save some money. Save money on transportation by sticking to the train or bus and get yourself a pack of 10 tickets if you plan on travelling around the city a lot. Alcohol prices in Paris are expensive, especially in the Parisian cafes, so avoid this when possible or use the happy hours often available in hostels around the city. Take advantage of the free admission days in many of the museums, take a free walking tour of the city, and enjoy the free attractions as well. Get the Paris Museum Pass to save money and skip the line at the best museums in the city, or get yourself a city card to save money on attractions. We will leave both of these links in the description below. So now let's look at the best things to do. Paris has so many things to see and do. Firstly, you have to head up the Eiffel Tower, the iconic landmark of the city, before exploring the Louvre Museum. Although currently closed, you can see the exterior of the Notre Dame Cathedral before heading over to the Sacré-Cœur. The Montparnasse Tower Observation Deck is a great place to enjoy views of the city from above, as is the Arc de Triomphe. Visit the many gardens and parks in and around the city, but also take at least one day to enjoy Disneyland Paris. So of course we have to start this list off with the Eiffel Tower. This is an iconic and majestic landmark to visit in Paris, and you have to go when you are here. Whether you are admiring it from below or ascending to the top for breathtaking views of the city, it is an essential experience whilst you are in Paris. If you are going to head to the top, we do recommend getting here before opening. This is a very popular attraction, as you can imagine. Then we have the Louvre Museum, home to thousands of artworks, including the renowned Mona Lisa. This museum is a cultural treasure trove that offers a glimpse into the history of art and civilization. Again, this is a very popular place to visit in Paris, so we recommend getting here for opening time as well and getting your tickets in advance to save time on queuing for your tickets. We will leave the link to that in the description below. Despite its devastating fire in 2019, the Notre Dame Cathedral is still a symbol of Parisian architecture and history and a must-see site when you are visiting Paris. We still recommend visiting the outside of the cathedral to appreciate its Gothic architecture, and it looks like we might be able to head inside at the end of 2024. Why not take a break from all of those busy landmarks by taking a cruise along the Seine River? Embark on a boat cruise along the river, allowing you to admire the Paris landmarks from a unique perspective. You will see many of the landmarks that we mention in this video, but you can also relax and unwind. This is the perfect thing to do during the spring and summer months. Then we have the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. Climb the steps of this basilica for panoramic views of Paris. With its gleaming white domes and striking design, this is a standout landmark in Paris, so head up here to really appreciate the architecture and captivate the senses of the city from the breathtaking panoramic views here. You could also head inside the basilica itself to see the intricate mosaics and majestic statues. Then we have the Musée d'Orsay, housed in a former railway station. This is an impressive art museum showcasing an extensive collection of Impressionist and Post-Impressionist masterpieces. This is the ideal place to visit if you are an art enthusiast exploring Paris. If you are short on time in Paris, we recommend getting yourself a big bus Paris hop on hop off tour. This is a sightseeing bus that will take you around the city so that you can see all of those iconic landmarks in just one day. We recommend getting your tickets in advance for a better price. We will leave the link to that in the description below, but try your best to get on the very first bus of the day so that you can see all of the neighbourhoods and landmarks, even if you just have one day to explore. Then we have the Champs-Élysées and Arc de Triomphe. Stroll along the iconic Champs-Élysées, lined with shops, cafes and theatres, before reaching the majestic Arc de Triomphe, offering incredible views of the city from its observation deck. We personally find that this is a great thing to do as the sun sets, because you can see the city from the top of Arc de Triomphe as the lights turn on, and then enjoy a nice meal at one of the restaurants along Champs-Élysées. Sainte-Chapelle is a unique and often overlooked thing to do in Paris. Head here to admire the stunning stained glass windows, a Gothic gem in the city. Escape the city by taking a day trip out to the Palace of Versailles. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site which showcases the history and grandeur of the French monastery. Entrance to this impressive palace is included on the Paris Pass by GoCity. We recommend checking that out if you want to save money on plenty of the attractions mentioned in this list. We will leave the link to that in the description below. For something a little different, why not head to the Moulin Rouge? Experience the glamour and excitement of the world-famous Moulin Rouge Cabaret, where you can see can-can dancers entertaining guests with their dazzling performances and over-the-top costumes. The Père Lachaise Cemetery is a peaceful place to explore whilst you are in Paris. This is the final resting place of numerous notable figures, including Oscar Wilde and Jim Morrison. This can make for a great escape from the hustle and bustle of Paris itself, but also a great way to remember those who are buried here. Another haunting place to visit is the Paris Catacombs. Descend into the eerie underworld of the Paris Catacombs to see the remains of millions of Parisians. This is a chilling experience and gives you a glimpse into the city's past. To cheer yourself up a bit after those last few attractions, why not head to Disneyland Paris? Although not located in the centre of Paris, you can jump on a train to see the fun theme park on the outskirts of the city. Of course, you can see your favourite Disney characters, jump on some rides and enjoy some tasty treats, and we definitely recommend visiting here if you are heading to Paris during the seasons like Halloween or Christmas, when Disneyland Paris really goes all out on its theming and festivities. Then we have Le Marais. This is a trendy fashion neighbourhood known for its historic architecture, fashionable boutiques and vibrant nightlife. This can be a fun place to explore, especially as the sun sets. Then we recommend heading to a food market in Paris. Now there are plenty of food markets to choose from, and we will leave some of the best in the description below, but you can try some tasty fresh produce, gourmet food and international cuisines at some of these markets. Plus, food is usually cheaper in the markets than the restaurants. Another interesting place to visit is the Musée de Lingerie. This is a beautiful small museum where you can appreciate Claude Monet's iconic Water Lily series. This is displayed in a specially designed oval room that creates a calming, gorgeous atmosphere. Of course, there are plenty of other masterpieces in this museum, including works from Picasso. If you do love Picasso, we also recommend heading to the Musée Picasso. This is the world's largest collection of Picasso works and includes masterpieces such as The Science and Charity and The Man with a Guitar. Of course, we couldn't have this list of things to do in Paris without mentioning the food. Paris is known for its exquisite dishes. Start every day with a croissant because this is a must-do whilst you're in Paris, especially if you can get a freshly baked one from a local French pastry shop, but also get yourself some French baguette for lunches, enjoy tasty macaroons, try the local delicacies such as coq au vin and escargot, as well as duck confit, but also make sure to finish off your meals with some creme brulee. So firstly, let's look at the best time to visit. You can visit Germany all year round depending on your interests. Spring and autumn are great times to visit the cities and countrysides. This is when you can expect cooler weather and fewer tourists. Summer is a great time to visit if you are looking to visit the outdoor festivals. It is incredibly warm during July to September, and this is peak season in Germany. Winter can be cold, but Germany is known for its incredible Christmas markets and opportunities for winter sports in the Alps. We also recommend visiting Germany at least once in October to enjoy the famous Oktoberfest in Munich. When it comes to how to get to Germany, it is relatively straightforward. Many travellers choose to fly into Germany via air, with the largest international airports being the Frankfurt Airport, Munich Airport and Berlin Airport. These airports have extensive connections to major cities worldwide. Germany is well connected by train to neighbouring European countries, with the high-speed trains like ICE and Eurostar providing convenient travel from countries such as France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Switzerland and Austria. You could also choose to drive into Germany from neighbouring countries via the extensive and well-maintained road network. There are some long-distance bus services available like Flixbus, which can offer a cheap, affordable route into Germany, and you can also take a ferry into some of the German ports as well. So now let's look at getting around. Germany has an extensive train network with a reliable high-speed train network connecting the major cities. There are also regional and local trains that serve smaller towns and rural areas. Once you are in the cities themselves, you can take advantage of the comprehensive public transportation system, including buses, trams, U-Bahns and S-Bahns, but make sure to purchase a day or multi-day pass to save money on travel. You could also rent a car and drive around Germany. This provides a little more flexibility if you are exploring rural areas and some of the more scenic routes like the Romantic Road. Many cities in Germany offer dedicated bike lanes and rental services so you can cycle around the cities with ease. So now let's look at the typical prices in Germany. Dorm beds can be found between 20 to 50 euros depending on the time of the year you are visiting in and the city you are in. Mid-range rooms will cost you between 60 to 160 euros, whilst more luxurious hotels begin at around 200 euros. You can get yourself a coffee and breakfast for under 4 euros, a fast food meal for around 10 euros, and a meal at an inexpensive cafe or restaurant for around 15 euros. Germany can be visited on a budget if you use some of these cost-saving strategies. Firstly, travel in the off-season, so head to Germany in spring, autumn or winter, but just try to avoid some of those holiday seasons like Christmas and Oktoberfest. Book everything as far in advance as you can and use budget airlines like Ryanair or EasyJet for cheaper flights within Europe. Stick to public transportation and get those multi-day passes for public transportation that we mentioned earlier. This will help you save money on getting around. Save money on food by sticking to street food, bakeries and budget-friendly eateries. Also look out for those daily lunch specials in restaurants. Take advantage of the free attractions like the free walking tours in the cities, parks and free admission days in the museums. In larger cities, consider purchasing a city pass. These passes can save you money on major attractions in the cities and sometimes include unlimited public transportation. We will leave links to those in the description below. There are plenty of things to see and do in Germany, and here are just some of our favourites. Firstly, head to Berlin, where you can explore historical sites like the Berlin Wall, Brandenburg Gate, and the Reichstag building. Take a tour of the Neuschwanstein Castle, a fairy tale castle in Bavaria, which was the inspiration for Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle. Hike or cycle through the picturesque region of Black Forest, but then also make sure to head to the city of Cologne, where you can visit the stunning Gothic cathedral here. Head to Munich for Oktoberfest, the world's largest beer festival, held every year in late September to early October. The port city of Hamburg is an interesting place to visit with a miniature wonderland, and you can take a scenic cruise along the Rhine River in Rhine Valley. Nuremberg is a beautiful historic old town where you can visit the Nuremberg Castle, but also make sure to head to Frankfurt with its financial hub, modern skyscrapers sat next to historic sites as well. Dresden is often overlooked, but you can visit here to see the Baroque architecture, visit the Opera House and Dresden Royal Palace, and then explore the many museums located here. Germany is also home to some incredible theme parks, including Europa Park, with 15 European-themed areas. We actually have a whole blog post about the best theme parks in Germany over on our website, themepark247. I will leave the link to that in the description below. So of course we have to start with the Berlin Wall. One of the most iconic things to see in Berlin, and in fact Germany, is the Berlin Wall. Built during the Cold War, the wall literally divided the city of Berlin, breaking apart communities and families. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, and only some parts of the wall still stand. But visit Checkpoint Charlie, the East Side Gallery, and the Berlin Wall Memorial to learn more about the history surrounding this famous wall. Then we have Brandenburg Gate. This neoclassical monument is a historic and famous landmark in Berlin. Standing tall since the 18th century, the gate is a symbol of separation between East and West Berlin and is one of the most significant landmarks in the city. Then we have the Reichstag building. This famous parliament building has survived wars, fire, bombing and the country's division, making it an iconic symbol in German politics. Entrance to the building is free and you can even take a trip to the top of this building, but you must book in advance first. Berlin is home to many museums, but none are as famous or impressive as those found on Museum Island. This is a collection of 5 world-famous museums located in the centre of Berlin, with the entire complex being listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Holocaust Memorial is a moving memorial remembering those that lost their lives during the Holocaust. This is an open space structure which you can freely walk around and pay your respects. You can also visit Sachsenhausen concentration camp. From Berlin, you can head out of the city to visit this notorious concentration camp, see the remains of the site, hear the chilling tales, and explore the camp with an expert historian. Built on the site of the former headquarters of the secret state police during the Third Reich, the Topography of Terror is a unique permanent exhibit. This informative, somber museum documents what went on in Germany during the Second World War. The Berlin TV Tower offers 360-degree views of the city. Head to the top for sunset to enjoy some amazing colours, or have a cocktail or meal in the revolving restaurant. You should also try to visit Berlin Cathedral, also known as the Berliner Dom. The Berlin Cathedral is a neo-Renaissance styled building. The inside of this cathedral is stunning and entrance is included in the Berlin Pass if you want to save some money on sightseeing tickets. We will leave the link in the description below. Of course, a trip to Germany wouldn't be complete without trying some German food. It is said that currywurst was created in East Berlin when someone mixed ketchup and curry powder together. Whether this story is true or not, you need to enjoy some of the famous sausages and sauce whilst you are in Berlin. You should also head out to Charlottenburg Palace. This 300-year-old palace is slightly further outside of the city, but you can catch a metro to get here and it is definitely worth the trip. Spend a morning visiting this gorgeous palace to appreciate the incredible architecture and take a stroll through the surrounding gardens. If you love gardens, then you should also head to the Botanical Gardens in Berlin as well. Here you can find over 22,000 species of plants, including water lilies, orchids, and bamboo. Walk around the greenhouses, admire the beautiful flora, and enjoy a break from the busy city life. So firstly, let's look at the best time to visit. Spring is the best time to visit Poland as the weather starts to warm up and the countryside becomes luscious and green. This is the ideal time to explore the cities as there are less crowds than the summer months. Autumn is also a great time to visit, with milder weather and gorgeous colours appearing in the countryside destinations like the Tatra Mountains. June to August is the peak tourist season in Poland, with plenty of visitors and warm weather. This can be a great time to visit for those wanting to enjoy the festivals and events that occur throughout the summer, but unless you're here for those festivals, avoid the summer if you can. It gets very busy. Winter in Poland is very cold, but it can be a great time for the festivities and winter sports. Visit the major cities to enjoy the festive Christmas markets, but be prepared for the cold. So now let's look at getting there. Poland is well connected to other destinations in Europe, making it fairly accessible to travel to. Depending on where you are visiting in Poland, you can fly to one of the international airports in the major cities, with many direct flight options available to other destinations in Europe. Poland is also connected to neighbouring countries via train, so you can get here from Germany, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. You could also choose to take a long-distance bus from the nearby countries too. So now let's look at getting around. Travelling around Poland can be fairly easy, with a well-developed transportation infrastructure giving travellers plenty of options. When you're in the cities themselves, you can use the trams and buses to get around, whilst Warsaw has a metro system to help you get around during rush hour quickly and efficiently. You can also use the taxi services in the city, especially helpful for shorter distances. Travel between the cities and towns in Poland varies depending on the location, but rail travel is a popular, comfortable option, connecting most tourist destinations and offering express high-speed options too. You could also use companies like Flixbus to get between the cities themselves. Of course, you could also rent a car if you want to visit the smaller towns and more rural areas of Poland. So now let's look at typical prices. Hostels in the major cities offer budget rooms from under 250 zloty, whilst mid-range rooms cost around 360 to 500. There are plenty of high-end luxury options in the city, with a 5-star hotel in Warsaw beginning at around 650 zloty. A coffee and pastry from a Polish bakery will cost around 10 zloty, and a local meal or fast food can be found from under 45. A sit-down meal including a beer or two will begin around 60. So Poland is a fairly inexpensive place to visit in Europe compared to its neighbouring countries, but there are many ways to save money as well. Visit in the shoulder seasons from April to June and September to October, when the weather is warm enough to enjoy the free outdoor attractions, but you will also find cheaper hotel rates. You can take advantage of the budget airlines offering flights to Poland such as Wizz Air and Ryanair. Just make sure to book those flights in advance. Eat as much local food as possible. This is delicious, but also the more affordable options, especially if you take advantage of the street food stalls. Once you are in your chosen destination, use the trams, buses and metro to get around the city and take advantage of the transportation passes to save money. Whilst in Krakow, make sure to save on museums and attractions with the city pass and take advantage of the many beautiful national parks and scenic landmarks that are often free or cheap to visit. We will leave the link to the city pass in the description below. So now let's look at the best things to do in Poland. Poland is a fantastic country to explore. Begin with heading to Krakow, where you can explore the historic Old Town, wander the charming streets, visit the main market square and check out the landmarks in the city. From here, make sure to take a day trip out to Auschwitz to learn more and pay respect to those that lost their lives at this concentration camp. Warsaw is another popular city to visit, with a wonderful old town, royal castle and interesting uprising museum. Hikers can enjoy the Tatra Mountains located in southern Poland, whilst many enjoy a walk through the Białowieża forest. Whilst in Poland, you can also descend into the interesting salt mines, relax by the gorgeous lakes in the country, and of course try plenty of local Polish cuisine. So firstly, we have Rome. Of course, we have to start with Rome when we talk about the best places to visit in Italy. This is the capital of the country and full of historic sites and landmarks. Whilst you are here, make sure to head to the Colosseum and the Roman Forum before walking up the Spanish Steps, throwing a coin in the Trevi Fountain and then see the Pantheon. You can also take a trip to the Vatican City, home to St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel. Venice is an incredible destination to visit and a popular one. The entire city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and exploring the collection of small islands is truly unique and majestic. Stroll along the narrow streets, admire the incredible architecture, and make sure to take at least one gondola ride through the city. Then we have Florence. For amazing food and incredible art, head to Florence. The Florence Cathedral is the most iconic landmark in the city, but you should also visit the Baptistry of St. John and the many art galleries and churches here. The coastal area of Cinque Terre is a beautiful scenic spot perfect for photographers. This is a collection of 5 picturesque hillside towns that sit along the coast of the Italian Riviera. Here you can expect to see colourful homes, incredible views and great hiking trails. Known for its fashion and architecture, Milan is another great place to visit in Italy. This is a city where history and modern life can be found alongside one another, with Italian homes and historic architecture standing next to modern buildings and incredible art galleries. Head to the iconic Milan Cathedral, visit the Opera House and castles here, but also make sure to try a bit of shopping as well. You should also try to spend some time to see the Last Supper painting located in the convent of Santa Maria. Then we have Lake Como. Just north of Milan is the stunning Lake Como. Sat along the Alps and near the border of Switzerland, Lake Como is a scenic destination in Italy and worth a visit whilst exploring the country. Drive around the lake for some great viewpoints, take a boat to see the interesting spots within the lake, but also make sure to visit one of the beautiful villas dotted along the shores. The main town in this area is Como, but you can also visit Bellagio and Verona. Another popular tourist destination is the Amalfi Coast. This beautiful coastal landscape is home to colourful fishing villages and small beaches. Whilst you are here, you can also visit the nearby city of Naples and the famous Mount Vesuvius, as well as the Blue Grotto. Tuscany is a picturesque region in Italy that is worth exploring. It is not too far from Rome, Venice and Milan and makes for a great escape after exploring the nearby cities. Visit the beautiful towns here, appreciate the stunning landscapes and enjoy the food and wine available across the region. Then you need to visit the Dolomites. The country's most beautiful natural attraction is arguably the Dolomite Mountains. The scenery here is stunning and you can enjoy many remarkable landscape viewpoints. If you are short on time in Italy, you could visit the Dolomites from Venice taking a day trip. We will leave the link in the description below. As one of the many beautiful towns in Italy, Verona is a romantic city to explore. Known for being the setting of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, Verona is rich in history. Explore the old town, see Juliet's balcony, and spend some time visiting Verona Arena. So firstly, we have to start with the Colosseum. Rome's most iconic landmark, the Colosseum was once the grand stage for gladiator battles and public spectacles. Walking through its vast corridors and viewing the arena floor brings ancient history to life. Opt for a guided tour or special access tickets to explore underground chambers and upper tiers. Adjacent to the Colosseum is the Roman Forum, next on our bucket list. This was the heart of political, religious and social life in ancient Rome, and now you can explore the ruins of temples, basilicas and arches while imagining the bustling hub it once was. Then we have the Trevi Fountain. This stunning Baroque masterpiece is a must-see. Throw a coin over your shoulder to ensure your return to Rome and admire the dramatic statue of Neptune. The fountain is especially enchanting when lit up at night, but do be aware that this is a very busy attraction, especially in the summer months. Then, not technically in Rome, is the Vatican Museums. Home to one of the world's greatest art collections, the Vatican Museums include treasures from Egyptian mummies to Renaissance masterpieces. Whilst here, also check out St. Peter's Basilica. This is the largest church in the world and a marvel of Renaissance architecture. Here you will find grand interiors, incredible masterpieces and sweeping views of Rome from the top of its dome. The Pantheon is a true engineering marvel and one of the world's largest unreinforced concrete domes. Once a pagan temple, it is now a church and is home to the tombs of Italy's kings and artists. Built on the site of a Roman stadium, Piazza Navona is a lively square full of cafes, fountains and artists. The centerpiece, the Fountain of the Four Rivers, represents the great rivers of 4 continents with dramatic flair. Of course, we have to mention the Spanish Steps as well. Climb them for a great view, snap a photo, or relax with a gelato while soaking in the atmosphere. Trastevere is one of Rome's most charming neighbourhoods, with cobbled lanes, colourful buildings and buzzing restaurants. It is ideal for a leisurely evening stroll and offers a glimpse of authentic local life. Known as Rome's Green Heart, Villa Borghese is a peaceful retreat from the city's buzz. Rent a bike or enjoy a walk among statues and fountains. Inside the gardens is the Galleria, a museum that holds a stunning collection of sculptures and paintings. Castel Sant'Angelo was originally built as Emperor Hadrian's mausoleum, but since then it has served as a fortress, refuge and museum. Nowadays, you can climb to the rooftop for spectacular views. Then lastly we have Janiculum Hill. The hill offers panoramic views of the city and is especially beautiful at sunset and at noon each day. So as always, let's begin with the best time to visit. Our favourite time to visit Dubrovnik is in the winter from November to March. The area is quieter, cooler and many attractions do have shorter hours, but it can be more peaceful and atmospheric. It is also a budget-friendly time to visit as well. Spring, summer and autumn do offer wonderful weather, but because this place is becoming more and more popular, we just find there are too many visitors during these times. However, spring from April to June offers blooming landscapes and is a great time for sightseeing and outdoor activities, whilst autumn offers warm seas and pleasant weather, and the crowds are beginning to thin out a little. Summer is peak tourist season with hot sunny weather and vibrant festivals, but also the most crowded and expensive time to visit. So now let's look at how to get there. You can get to Dubrovnik in several ways depending on where you are coming from. Most people will travel into the city by air, with Dubrovnik Airport being the main gateway. This airport offers direct international flights from major European cities, especially during tourist season. By bus, you can get long-distance buses which connects Dubrovnik to cities across Croatia, as well as some of the neighbouring countries like Montenegro. You can also drive to Dubrovnik via the scenic highway, but note that the route briefly passes through Bosnia, so keep your passport handy. You can also get a ferry to Croatia, with some ferries in the summer being offered from nearby places like Split and the Croatian islands. The city is also a popular stop on Mediterranean cruise itineraries, ideal for those just wanting a day here. Once you are in Dubrovnik, there are a few ways to get around. The historic Old Town is a pedestrian-only zone, making walking the best way to explore its narrow streets, ancient walls and landmarks. Most attractions are within walking distance, and the city's compact size allows for easy exploration on foot. There are also some public buses that can get you around to the major neighbourhoods of Dubrovnik. These run frequently from early morning until midnight. For panoramic views of the city, take the cable car up to Mount Surge. The lower station is located near the Old Town, but the ride offers stunning vistas, especially at sunset. There are taxis available, but these can be expensive, and ride-sharing services like Uber do operate in Dubrovnik and may offer more affordable rates. You can use the ferries and boat tours that depart nearby to get to islands such as Lokrum, and there are some great day trips to be had from Dubrovnik as well. We will leave some of our favourite in the description below. So prices in Dubrovnik do vary, but here is a rough guide so that you can plan out your trip. Hostel dorm beds are available, and these will start at around €30 per night, sometimes as low as €20 if you are visiting in the off-season. Private rooms typically range from €60 to €120 per night, with mid-range rooms costing you between €75 to €150, and a 5-star hotel starting at around €180 a night. You can get yourself a takeaway meal such as a sandwich, kebab or pizza slice for around $3 to $7, whilst fast food options are available from $7 to $12. Local cafes will cost you around €12 to €20, especially for those great set lunch menus, and a 3-course dinner for 2 will cost you between €70 to €120. For budget-conscious travellers, there are a few ways that you can save some money here as well. Firstly, like we mentioned before, we love visiting here in the winter. This is a great time to see the attractions without the crowds. The city also gets super festive on the build up to Christmas, and you can expect cheaper prices. If you would rather go in a warmer time, then aim for the shoulder season from April to May or September to October for lower accommodation prices, fewer crowds and mild weather. Try and stay in those hostels or guest houses we mentioned, but also get the Dubrovnik Pass, a 1-day or 3-day pass that gives you free entry to top attractions including the city walls, unlimited public bus rides, and also offers discounts on tours and restaurants. We will leave the link to that in the description below. Try to walk as much as you can. This is fairly easy in the Old Town as it is so compact, and then enjoy the free activities like the free beaches or hiking up the mountain. Dubrovnik offers iconic sights to hidden gems, so here are some of the best things to do in Dubrovnik. Firstly, walk the city walls. Dubrovnik's medieval walls are the city's crown jewel. Take a stroll to enjoy stunning views over the Adriatic Sea, red rooftops and forts. This is best explored early in the morning or late in the afternoon to avoid the crowds and the heat in the summer. Explore the Old Town, where you can wander the cobbled streets, admire Baroque architecture and visit landmarks like the main street, fountains and churches. Ride the cable car or hike up Mount Surge for panoramic views of Dubrovnik and nearby islands. Next, head to Banije Beach just outside of the Old Town, which is great for swimming and sunbathing in those warmer months. Take a day trip to Lokrum Island, which is just 10 minutes away by ferry, but also make sure to visit the DUBROVNIK Cathedral and Treasury. Watch the gorgeous sunset from one of the cliffside bars or the city walls, and then take a Game of Thrones tour if you are a fan. There are some great walking tours that show iconic filming locations in the city. Again, all of these links will be in the description. Budapest is famously known as the city of spas due to its abundance of thermal baths, which is our first reason to visit the city. Whether you visit one of the famous iconic baths or a small local option, these are great ways to relax and unwind and enjoy the therapeutic benefits, making them a must-visit for any traveller. Perched on Castle Hill, Buda Castle is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and another reason that draws plenty of visitors to the city. The castle showcases Hungary's rich history and breathtaking architecture. Visitors can explore the castle grounds, the Budapest History Museum and the Hungarian National Gallery while enjoying stunning views of the nearby river. Another reason to visit Budapest is for the Parliament building. The Hungarian Parliament building is a masterpiece of Gothic Revival architecture. Visitors can take guided tours to admire its intricate interiors, including the impressive central dome and crown jewels. For more iconic landmarks in Budapest, you also need to visit Chain Bridge. This is a symbol of Budapest, connecting the Buda and Pest sides of the city. A walk across this historic suspension bridge offers spectacular views of the river and the city's skyline, especially at night when it is beautifully illuminated. Another reason to visit Budapest is for the bars. This city has a unique nightlife scene, including its famous ruin bars. These eclectic venues are often set in abandoned buildings and decorated with quirky, mismatched furniture, offering a vibrant, unique experience whilst enjoying some drinks and live music. Another reason to visit Budapest is for the romance. The city is known for its romantic atmosphere, made complete with its charming streets, breathtaking views and serene river. Couples can enjoy sunset walks along the Chain Bridge, take in panoramic views from the various viewpoints, or indulge in a candlelit dinner on a river cruise. Hungarian cuisine is hearty, flavourful and deeply rooted in tradition, which is another reason to visit Budapest. Here you can try iconic dishes like goulash to sweet treats like the chimney cakes. Food lovers will find Budapest a culinary paradise and a great place to enjoy plenty of local foods. We do recommend heading to the Great Market Hall to try some of that local street food, as well as dining at the ruined bars as well. Budapest is incredibly affordable compared to other European capitals, which is another reason to visit. Whether it is accommodation, dining or attractions, travellers can enjoy a luxury experience on a budget. Public transportation is efficient and cheap, while many landmarks like walking along the river or exploring historical neighbourhoods are free. Budapest has a thriving culture scene, making the local culture a reason to visit. Beyond the iconic landmarks that we have already mentioned, visitors can visit the art galleries, museums and opera house to really enjoy the culture that the city offers. For more culture, we also recommend heading to the Hero Square, a popular square which features the Millennium Monument, flanked by statues of Hungary's most important historical figures. While here, we also recommend visiting the Hungarian National Museum to learn about the country's history from prehistoric times to the modern era, and art lovers should definitely check out the Museum of Fine Arts. And lastly, another reason to visit Budapest is for the Christmas festivities. There are various festivals that are held in Budapest throughout the year, and our favourite has to be Christmas. The city transforms into a magical wonderland during the Christmas period, full of festive lights, Christmas markets and activities, creating an unforgettable experience. We love all of the Christmas markets here, and you can also visit the ice skating rink at City Park, which is one of Europe's largest outdoor ice rinks. So the best time to visit Amsterdam is the spring and autumn months. This is when the weather is warm enough to see all of the outdoor attractions, but there aren't as many crowds. Summertime is a beautiful time to visit, but it can be busy and hotel prices rise. A winter break is also a possible option if you don't mind the cold too much. Attractions are still open during the colder months and hotels are cheaper. So now let's look at getting there. The Amsterdam airport is an international airport with over 48 million passengers a year. This is the main way that most travellers visit Amsterdam, with the airport connecting to around 260 destinations worldwide. KLM is a popular airline in the Netherlands, offering flights from across the world. There are 5 train stations in Amsterdam, meaning that you can travel to the city from many other cities and towns in the Netherlands, as well as other European destinations, including cities in Belgium, France and Germany. The A10 ring road loops around the city, making Amsterdam a great option for those wishing to drive around Europe, or you can use companies like Eurolines, Flixbus or Megabus to get a coach to the city as well. So now let's look at getting around. You can use the public transport systems to get around Amsterdam, with trams, buses and metro routes taking you to all of the major attractions and neighbourhoods. You can get yourself a public transport card or buy tram tickets with the conductor. The Amsterdam City Card includes free entrance to some of the city's best attractions, but it also includes unlimited use of public transport. We will leave the link in the description below. You can also rent a bike and cycle around the city or take a guided cycle tour. You can also use a taxi, but just try to avoid the rush hour. So now let's look at typical prices. Amsterdam is a great place to visit no matter what your budget. For hostel dorm beds in good locations, expect to pay at least €30. Private rooms in a budget hotel begin at around €90. Mid-range hotel rooms start at around €120 and 5-star hotel options start at €300. Breakfast can be found for under €8, lunch begins at €10 and cheap eat dinners start at around €10 as well. But expect to pay around €20 per person for a sit-down dinner including a drink. Of course, there are ways to save money in Amsterdam if you are heading to the city on a budget. There are plenty of affordable but beautiful budget hotels and hostels, so shop around for some of the best in the city. We will leave some of our favourites in the description below. Most museums and attractions are under €20, but you can save more money by purchasing the Amsterdam City Card. Visiting in the warmer months means that you can enjoy the parks and enjoy the open-air theatres for a free evening of entertainment. Shop at the markets for cheap souvenirs and check out Groupon for some great meal vouchers. It is a popular site in the Netherlands. Rent a bike to get around and save money on transport and enjoy the free attractions in the city too. So now let's look at the best things to do. Amsterdam is a fantastic place to explore with a lot of things to see and do. Head to the Rijksmuseum, the most impressive museum in Amsterdam, and then visit the Anne Frank Museum. Explore the 9 Streets neighbourhood for quirky cafes, vintage stores and food shops before checking out the Van Gogh Museum. Enjoy the popular food scene at Foodhallen and take a canal tour along the waters. Barcelona is a city where architecture takes centre stage, which is the first reason to visit. With Gaudi's masterpieces defining its skyline, there are breathtaking places to visit like the Sagrada Familia, the whimsical Park Güell, and the colourful Castle Bayeux, showcasing his genius. The city's blend of Gothic and modernist styles creates an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in the world. Another reason to visit Barcelona is for its beautiful beaches. With a coastline stretching along the Mediterranean, Barcelona offers stunning beaches just minutes from the city centre. From lively hotspots to quieter escapes, you can enjoy sunbathing, swimming and beachfront dining, making the city's seaside scene irresistible. Barcelona is also a cultural hub, home to world-class museums like the Picasso Museum. The city's streets are filled with artistic expression, from stunning street art to flamenco performances. Whether you are exploring the galleries or catching a dance performance, there is always something to inspire you whilst you are here. Food lovers will find paradise in Barcelona as well, where traditional Catalan dishes shine. From tasty seafood paella to the beloved tapas culture, every meal is a culinary delight. Also, don't forget to enjoy the fresh seafood at the local market here and indulge in a plate of patatas bravas at a local tapas bar. Another reason to visit Barcelona is for its vibrant nightlife. Whether you want to enjoy trendy rooftop bars with stunning city views to underground clubs pulsing with electronic music, there is something for everyone here. History lovers will also appreciate Barcelona's deep past, visible in its well-preserved medieval quarters. The Gothic Quarter is a maze of narrow alleys and a stunning cathedral to explore, with history being found in every corner of the city. From luxury boutiques to quirky markets, there is also plenty of shopping opportunities in Barcelona as well. The city is also famous for its independent designers and local crafts, making it a great place to find unique fashion and fun souvenirs. Despite its urban energy, Barcelona offers plenty of green escapes as well. For example, Park Güell with its mosaic terraces is an artistic wonder but also a peaceful retreat. There are plenty of gardens with panoramic views for you to enjoy in the city too. And if you love sport, you will be happy in Barcelona as well. Barcelona is home to one of the world's most famous football clubs, FC Barcelona. A visit to Nou Camp is a must, whether it is for a match or a stadium tour. And lastly, another reason to visit Barcelona is for its easy day trips. Barcelona is near some stunning places to explore, whether you want to visit the mountain monasteries nearby or Costa Brava's idyllic beaches. We will leave some of our favourite day trips in the description below. So firstly, we have to start off with the rich history and culture. Madrid is a city where history and culture come to life through its grand architecture, historic neighbourhoods and world-class museums. The Royal Palace and the Plaza Mayor are historic places to explore during your visit that date back to the 17th century. Madrid is also home to the Golden Triangle of Art, which includes a collection of incredible art museums featuring some of the most famous masterpieces in the world, including Picasso and Dali. Madrid is also a paradise for food lovers, offering a mix of traditional Spanish cuisine and innovative gastronomy. Visitors can enjoy classic dishes such as the hearty chickpea stew or the fried calamari sandwich, and then the ever-popular tapas culture. The city is also home to San Miguel Market, a gourmet food market where visitors can sample fresh seafood, ham, and Spanish wines. From Michelin-star restaurants to local tapas bars, there are plenty of options for foodies in the city. Madrid is also famous for its nightlife. The city truly comes alive after the sun sets, with bars, clubs and live music venues staying open until the early hours. You can enjoy traditional tapas and wine at one of the local bars, enjoy a flamenco performance, or check out one of the rooftop bars for some fancy cocktails. Another reason to visit Madrid is for its beautiful parks and outdoor spaces. Escape the hustle and bustle of the city by heading to one of the many parks, with Retiro Park being one of the city's most beloved landmarks, featuring lush gardens, a peaceful lake where visitors can rent rowboats, and iconic sites like the Crystal Palace. Madrid is also a shopper's dream. From luxury designer stores on the Golden Mile to unique vintage finds in the Rastro market, there is something for everyone in Madrid. Gran Via, often referred to as the Spanish Broadway, is home to international brands and flagship stores, whilst areas like Salamanca cater to high-end fashion designers. Another reason to visit Madrid is for its passionate sports culture. Madrid is a dream destination for sports fans, particularly football lovers. Home to two of the world's most famous football clubs, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, the city offers an electrifying atmosphere on match days. Take a tour of one of the stadiums or try to catch a game whilst you are here. Madrid's calendar is filled with vibrant festivals and cultural celebrations, which is another reason to visit. The most famous is San Isidro, held in May, which honours the city's patron saint with parades, concerts and traditional dancing. However, you can also head here during the Christmas season to check out the lively Christmas markets in Plaza Mayor and the Three Kings Parade in January. One of Madrid's greatest charms is its friendly and welcoming people. Known for their warmth, hospitality and passion for enjoying life, you can find yourself striking up a conversation in a tapas bar, receiving recommendations from a shop owner, or experiencing the city's lively social scene no matter where you go in Madrid. And another reason to visit is for the day trips. Madrid's central location makes it an excellent base for exploring other historic Spanish cities. A short train ride can take visitors to Toledo, known for its medieval charm and impressive cathedral. Or visit Segovia, home to the famous Roman aqueduct and fairy tale Alcazar. With its well-preserved medieval walls, Avila is another popular place to visit, and we will leave links to all of these day trips in the description below if it is something you are interested in. Watch this video to find out the things to know before you go to Madrid. Then to find out about the best things to do in Madrid, watch this video. We hope you have an incredible time in the capital and stay creative.